It's fully star. It's fully star.
It's.
I'm right, man. I'm right.
All right, we'll put blue star because I feel bad for you. Blue
Everyone feels
star.
bad.
Blue star it is. So blue star up 1-0 against Ragnarok. This is the semifinals of the Honor Cup number 5. So if you haven't been able to play in it this week, go ahead and get in it in the next week here.
Hey, with that blue star Gosu, good luck, have fun. I'm such a mana bear.
You're what?
I just said in the chat. Oh wow, she's like go 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 go. And HonorCup Z left the game. Does he have to be in the game or not?
He GLHF'd and then he left.
Huh.
I feel like he's.
Is that it? Is that the people we need or?
Ask Pete. We
Petey
good,
Pete.
Pete.
Pete. Remember, man, dubs at wall, Pete.
All right, and we are gonna go ahead and get this game underway now.
God, I love Pete, man. I like Pete. He's a nice guy. He's that guy that cares, man.
He is. He's a nice guy.
And if they made a movie about him, I would actually go pay money to go to the cinema and see that. I would sit down and go, hey, 2 tickets to Pete. And like, Pete who? I'm like, Petey Pete. And they'll understand.
All right, so welcome everybody. My name is Mr. Llama and casting with Laughing Man. This is game 2 of the semifinals. Spawning up in the top right-hand corner, we have TSLRagnaroK, the red Zerg.
And at the bottom left position on TSLRagnaroK, we have Blue Star. He is a pretty damn good player, man. He took a game off TSLRagnaroK, man. That is no easy feat by any task, man. I couldn't do it, I don't think. Anyone from TSL that regard, and he took someone off Ragnarok, man. He's oh, wow.
I know.
I don't know, man. He's a pro Smurf, I feel.
Pro Smurf?
Yeah.
You think so?
I think so, man. He's the Blue Stars team, I think. Pretty good team.
Oh, oops. Alright, I had my starboard wrong. Ragnarok is the Zerg and Blue Star is the Terran. There we go. Better? We all good? I think we
It's
are
okay,
good.
man. MLG does it. You'll be fine.
I'm not used to the starboard. I'm used to just throwing up the control N, getting the nice little overlay up top.
Yeah, man.
And dealing with that. So yes, it looks like once again possibly see the same opening out of can't remember Blue Star. Blue Star is his name.
Yeah,
I was gonna say 4GG, but it's not 4GG. So it looks like he's going for another 1-rack expand. He could be throwing down a second rack somewhere, but
So Ragnarok is going to do, obviously, the 15 hatch. I've never seen... Like, have you actually seen any other times where they just don't do that? Unless it's like...
Unless
Well, you
it's
can't really
full.
6-full Terran, can you? You can't really 6-full Terran, though.
No, unless you can somehow get a drone down there to stop the wall from going down. But even then, it's still kind of iffy. So yeah, we're going to see that 1 rack expand. I mean, this has just kind of become the strong prevalent build in this matchup. Especially since Reactor Hellion has kind of gone down due to the Queen buff. So it's I don't know. Before, like, it's just fun to watch how the game shifts, because before you would see Terran players never take a fast expansion like that, ever. And I mean, now it's like I've even seen CC first, even sometimes and stuff. It's like so different now because they just find ways to hold it, and then all of a sudden, okay, well now I can do all this stuff because I can just hold it. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's the kind of way this game is shifting. I think that's what happened kind of Brood War. Like, everyone just kind of learned how to hold everything, and then everyone just kind of figured out every timing.
Yep.
So then you just make a build that's safe against everything, then everyone's like, alright, then we don't do any engagements for, like, 4 base plus, 3 base plus.
Yeah.
Which is just crazy. It's like unheard of in StarCraft 2, which I think makes it such a cool game.
I had a build in Brood War, and whenever the Protoss would fast expand, I would go 5 hatch before pool, and it would and it worked. Dead serious, it would work.
Wow, man.
It completely worked because it was a different game, of course. In SC2, you could never drop 5 hatches before a pool, especially against Protoss. But it worked 90% of the time. I beat so many good Korean players with it and stuff like that, and it was just like an amazing build, but it was just so funny to me because I was like, I'm getting 5 hatches before I get a pool. Like, what is this? I don't know.
I mean, at the time, you're probably like, yeah, that's normal. But
Yeah. But now once I started playing C2, I was like, how did I ever do that? So, yeah, I don't know.
Looks like we are going to have a reactor Hellion again. So after this Marine is done, he's going to be popping that reactor down.
Yep.
Actually, no.
Where's the reactor? Throwing down a fast third command
Whoa,
center
but
there.
the economic cheese.
That is such an interesting play. Is he going for mech then, do you think? Because he's floating his barracks around.
Yeah, I think in that. That's actually a really good idea.
Nope, there we go. He's going to go ahead and build more barracks. And
Never mind.
He just kind of lost it.
Like, the barracks is like, I'm sorry, I want to leave. And he just started flying away. He's like, oh, why am I floating away? That seems like a silly move. But he actually wasn't a silly move. He's actually going to check for the Overlord up on that, above the fan thingy.
Oh, right.
That's about here, yeah.
Smart
just
move.
to see. That's a very, very, very high-level thing. But,
That's very true. I've had that happen to me in one game. And I was like, oh, come on. Who thinks of that? So apparently smart players do.
was he Korean?
Probably. He beat me, so.
Then there you go.
In the meantime, see, this is the thing. He takes that fast third, as we can see right there by Ragnarok, but the Marines,
the Marine dance. They're doing a little bit of shuffle.
And it just becomes so difficult for the Zerg now to hold this. He's going to have to start making these lings, bring a queen over to try and pick away. I don't know if it's going to be enough. The Marines can just pop into that spot. And he's
every day they're shuffling, man.
And it looks like
he
will be able
out of
to.
that spot?
Yeah, he actually backed out of that spot. So
I would have just sat in there because you knew they were going to die, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know about running away right there, but I mean that's the thing. You get that fast third, and you know what? If he doesn't drop that third orbital right there, and instead has units with that, he kills off your third. You know, so it's like because he dropped that fast orbital, he only had a few Marines out, and he picked up that barracks and stuff. But I mean, I've seen so many 2-base pushes right there that just kill the third off. So it's kind of a risky thing, in my opinion, taking that third before that 6-minute mark like that. Which is why you'll see a lot of players do what Hyun did in the other game, or Ragnarok actually, just kidding, where he dropped the macro hatch. So, you know, you'll see both, but I guess on this map he feels a little bit safer, and he's going to go ahead and take that third base.
Yeah, I mean, I really agree with that, man, just because, like, it's really, really cool. I like seeing the difference between some days when you're like, I don't feel safe. I want to play safe. I'll drop a macro hatch, just depending on map and also how safe you feel.
Yeah.
Because I've a feeling most Koreans don't play to the build order; they play to how they feel.
Yep.
Because they're just so damn good, man.
They can do whatever they want, and if you look right now, in the base of Blue Star, 5 barracks going down, plus the two barracks he has right there. He's on 7 racks, starport, factory.
Man, he is cranking at that production. He's going to have some sick macro in this game.
He is just going to have a huge army here fairly shortly. I mean, that is so much infrastructure being thrown down right now. He's taking his third base out there to get established. And I mean, that's a great place to establish. This is the perfect thing for Terrans on this map, is when they establish this position, they can then just take the base right behind it. They can get that easy fourth right back there.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just... Oh, it's such a beautiful position, and then you can throw up a few siege tanks around right there, and it just becomes so difficult for a Zerg to really engage into that. So I love the move, and as you can also see, he is protecting his backside right there, throwing down the supply depots for a wall off, actually.
Wow, that's actually really weird. I've never actually seen that. And
neither have I.
Well, I mean, it's sort of actually a bad move, but I mean, I'm surprised he's taking the third there. Oh wow, and he's going to be
streaming in right now. Is he going to be caught off guard? Looks like he will. The Lings should be able to clean this up. They're going to take out all the tanks. And while he was building all of that infrastructure, he added on reactors to all of those barracks, so he was unable to make any units at that time. And now the Lings can just kind of freely do what they want. They're going to start streaming over here. Supply depots will go up, and it looks like he's going to back off, actually, as that siege tank on the high ground will be able to do a decent amount of damage. But wow. Ragnarok with
really crazy.
The beautiful move right there, catches his opponent off guard, and I mean, you simply cannot throw down 6 reactors at once And
Want to start simply throw down 6 reactors at once.
I
It's
mean,
immortal.
you can, but if your opponent does that and throws some lings at you, you are going to be in trouble. So he took a little bit of a risk right there, and he lost some of his army, unfortunately. And now more lings going to start streaming in. They're going to be able to, once again, deal with a lot of this army, starting to pick off a lot of the Marines, but he's going to be forced to back out, actually, as the positioning was just not right for him right there.
And it's also, it's +1/+1. He actually had that finished against +1. So, yeah, like, he actually had an armor upgrade, armor advantage there. Though, I want to know, like, I mean, I'd love to get inside his mind and just pick his brain about why he took that third instead of the third here. Because this one actually has more mineral patches. Actually, wait. He might want to mine this one out first because the one at the back has more and it's got more gas.
I mean, this is a rich Vespene, guys. You have to remember that. So that right there.
Oh, I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah, it is. So that eliminates that. But as I was saying, the positioning that you can establish right here is just so huge. It's just great for deflecting any attacks coming in. If you can get a few siege tanks up, anything like that. Plus, then you can just take that fourth so easily behind it instead of getting that third. And nice Fungo Gross go down right here. He's going to be able to get a lot of those Marines. The Lings now streaming in, able to pick off the tank, and he's going to have to back out with those. I would imagine. No, it's going to keep going and lose.
And while
those
this is
Lings.
happening, there is a drop in the natural as well, by the way. And the hive is actually finished as well. It actually was an 11.5-minute hive.
Jeez.
Whoa!
And once again, another engagement here in the middle, so it looks like he's going to continue to drop some decent Fungus Growth, able to pick off all this army, it looks like, and yes, that whole army will go down. More Lings are streaming in, 32 more Lings are on the way, and it's going to be close. However, you have to remember that there are so many Marines in production right now, as he does have 7 racks.
And while this was happening, there was actually a drop at the third as well, and that was picked up as well, so he's dropping like a madman right now. And he needs to lift that command center.
And GG.
Never mind, he just GG.
He's just going to drop out of that game. I mean, that was just beautiful play by Ragnarok right there. I mean,
dude,
it was
Ragnarok, man, he's on fire.
That was greedy by Blue Star right there, so definitely a little bit of greed, but I mean, even just better play, because Ragnarok was able to just sit there and say, okay, you know what, I'm gonna deal with this perfectly. And he came in when he was building all those reactors, and he picked off 3 tanks and a lot of Marines. He forced the liftoff on the third right there. He defended all those drops perfectly, and they just kept coming in with more Lings and Infestors right there. Whenever he tried to establish that third and start to move out, he just made it so difficult for him, and really just great pressure there by Ragnarok to even this up to 1-1.
Yeah, man, like, I thought, I don't know, why, I still want to, like, pick his, I mean, I understand the macro game, like, why you would do that, but the third seems much more easy to defend. Theirs seems so vulnerable. Like, it seems like you're just naked there, and that's what happened. Like, 1-1 Lings just kept hammering him, and then his drops didn't do anything. He's like, Grandmaster, like, drop defense is just stupid good.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
That would have murdered me, but...
Yeah, man, would have murdered everyone else who's probably watching the stream.
But not these